the questions that comes up, even from the most experienced buyers, Matt, is what is the difference between interest rates and APR? And I thought that was a really great topic for you to bring up today.
Yeah. In today's day and age, and the current market conditions, mortgage companies are charging points more often than not right now. And the reason that mortgage companies charge points is to have the buyer get a better interest rate. So 1 point, the math is 1 point equals 1% of the loan amount. So if you're borrowing $300,000 to purchase a new home, 1 point is $3,000 gets added to your closing costs.
Makes sense.
And that 1 point, you can buy down an interest rate. So it's not for everybody. I'm not a big fan of points. I don't start out with qualifying anybody on charging them points. But what it does is it allows us mortgage companies to give better interest rates by charging all this money at the closing table for out-of-pocket closing costs. And essentially, the APR it's one number that is a summary of all the charges that you're getting charged as a buyer to get that particular rate. So let's say you call 3 different lenders, and all the lenders are at 6% for an interest rate, which is not that's a very realistic number right now. But each lender has a different APR. One APR is almost 6%, maybe 6.1%. Another APR is 6.5%. Another APR is almost 7%. That means that the bank that's charging 7% APR for a 6% interest rate is charging way more in closing costs than the bank that is almost close to 6 or 6.5. So when you're shopping you should utilize your APR to shop between mortgage companies to see who's giving you the best closing cost for one particular rate.
How do they spread the APR over time? Is it a one-time payment or is
An
it
annual percentage rate? So,
Yep.
and it incorporates closing costs, mortgage insurance, all the charges that a buyer is to get charged to close a real estate transaction. So if you're a buyer that's interested in shopping, you shop using the APR versus the interest rate, because a lot of banks out there can give you a better interest rate, but if the APR is really, really high, that means that you got a great interest rate, and that might be what you care about, but you just really got charged expensive fees. So interest rates and closing costs are a direct marriage to each other. The more that you pay in closing costs, the more that the better the interest rate gets.
Gosh.
So you need to keep that in mind, and you can't just be focused about interest rate. You have to be focused about what's the cost to get that rate. And somebody that's walking away with 6.5 but very, very little closing costs might be in a better position than someone that's working away with 6 and has ridiculous closing costs. And we all know that real estate transactions are very expensive as it is. So what is why spend any more when you could be using that money towards paying down debt or buying new furniture for your home or putting it back into the house to remodel or, spruce it up as far as painting and refinishing hardwoods. And there's a lot to do when you buy a new house. And if you're getting charged thousands of dollars in closing costs, it's going to make it harder to accomplish what you probably are set out to do when you bought that house.